Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to Hug Nation's Love Morning, where we get to share some gratitude and connection. I am grateful to have a friend Susan in town, and we're going to all be heading out shortly to head to a retreat. So, looking forward to that. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to be a part of all the wonderful things that Lisa does. And I'm grateful to be here with you. And because we are here together, might as well sing about it. And if we can't figure out a rhyme, we'll just sing and shout it. And when we have a happy thing to share with gratitude, it has to have a impact on everyone's attitude. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Man, I was gonna be grateful that I feel like I'm kind of through the fogginess that I'd had the last couple days as I was getting off of my caffeine morning habit. But today's song is any indication, not yet quite through the fog. Good morning, Gerbot. Good morning, Juan. And hello, Sarah. Hello to you in Eugene. Anybody want to share something they're feeling grateful for? Oh, yeah. A little, is it Hawaiian Punch that says, oh, yeah? Or Kool-Aid is, oh, yeah, that's what it is. That's right. If anyone's watching the studio on Apple Plus, the studio is making a Kool-Aid movie as a product tie-in, trying to follow in the footsteps of Barbie, taking an old intellectual property and making a bunch of money off it. Oh yeah. Anybody else want to share some gratitude? I am grateful for this time of year and the weather. Love springtime. I'm grateful for the talented people writing and creating television, like the studio. I just finished last night season 3 of The Outsiders, which is an old, like 2014. No. I think it's old now. I think 2004 to 2007. I think is when it came out. I think that's right. Maybe it was 2014 to 2017. Now I'm questioning myself, but I really enjoyed it. Hello, Iris, who's in Morocco. How cool! I'm grateful to be able to see a piece of Africa for the first time. Amazing! I have never been to Africa, any piece of it. That's very cool. Thanks for sharing, Iris. Gerbot says, grateful for a Friday off of work. Woo woo! Got any plans or unplans? Hello, High Noon. Happy Friday. Juan is grateful for a good night's rest and that I made it today. You're right. I wasn't sure if I would. I realized that I'm going to be driving separately from Lisa to this event, so she has to leave any minute, and I'm going to probably leave in an hour or two, something like that. So was able to do a little morning gratitude, so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I got a good night's sleep last night, which I haven't for a few nights, so that was, I think, contributing to my feeling better this morning. And grateful that I've got my newish to me car I've got a long drive today, probably 4 hours, 3.5 maybe. So grateful that I've got a nice, safe, comfortable car. Grateful for that. Gearbot is going to be prepping for the playa trip. That's right, you're leaving this weekend for Black Rock Desert. Super cool. I'm grateful for some afternoon cuddles and morning cuddles with Lisa today. It's my favorite thing, so I'm grateful I got a little quality time doing nothing, just holding each other. And occasionally, once a day, taking a break to do Wordle, one of our couples activities we do every day, which is fun. So grateful that we have that tradition. I am grateful. Grateful. I had this thing yesterday that's like, I'm grateful that I'm alive at a time where I get to witness AI and its impact on humanity. But if I was born 200 years ago, if I lived my whole life, maybe once I would get to hear a Mozart song performed if I was rich. And it's like an interesting, just like the amount of things that we get to experience in this time in history is pretty incredible, overwhelming, and potentially, there's all sorts of pitfalls with it, but we're pretty blessed to get to witness so much. Gerbot's also grateful to see a cool band on Sunday called Godspeed You. Godspeed You, Black Emperor. Or Godspeed You, Black Emperor. Sounds like a cool name for a cool band. Enjoy. What else am I grateful for? Grateful for my body's working well enough that I was able to do some stretching this morning and felt better after stretching. High Noon is grateful for time on feet in the forest and rooty and rocky trails that lead me to an old growth tree I hugged. Oh, wonderful. Good that you can appreciate that. Hello, Lynn. Good morning to you from SoCal. Hi, Lisa. Or Lisa. Good morning. Hi, Noon. You remind me. I watched this video this morning of a guy who was like dressed up like a son, roller skating around and just saying how glorious it was to be alive and trying to get himself in the headspace of he's an astronaut visiting this planet and how incredible it is, and just being so, everything he sees, imagine it's for the first time, like, oh my gosh, look at you, tree, I've never seen you before. And he hugged a tree in the video. So it was actually gave it a like and follow and said, I want more of this guy's vibe. I liked it. Anybody else want to share a little gratitude? I feel like grateful I'm still getting used to having a beard. Grateful that Lisa is being very patient with me. Grateful I got some new t-shirts in the mail yesterday. I got some like factory seconds that were slightly irregular that I haven't figured out what's wrong with them, but it was a very good deal. Good morning, Kiri. Yes, it is important to keep your childlike wonder. It's hard, though. It's hard not to slip into, taking things for granted and focusing on the negative, which is why we try to do a little practice of gratitude. I certainly need it. I certainly have, some days I'm more disciplined than others in avoiding media that reminds me of things to worry about. But there's less to worry about, and you gotta just figure out how much of your headspace can you handle. Good morning, Michelle. Happy bliss rising to you, Echo. Michelle, are you heading to Unscrews? I know lots of people that are... Wait, that's this weekend, right? I think so. I hope if anyone that is going has a wonderful time. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to go to Unscrews a few times. Angela says, grateful to catch the broadcast today. I'm celebrating a ton of accomplishments this month. Right on. And just grateful that I had the health and fortitude to get the tasks and work done and stay the course. I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you. And congratulations. Lisa is grateful for my 4 dogs, even though they drive me cuckoo crazy on the daily. 4 dogs. They're also fun, playful, and loving. As someone who is not a real dog person, I will be grateful that you are able to have that experience. Echo says, I'm grateful that my schedule is full and that the work I do is my passion. Incredible. How lovely. Kiri says, I'm grateful to be stepping out of my comfort zone this weekend by hosting my first online workshop. Woo woo! Does it start today or does it start? When does it start? Should be amazing. And if you want to share a link, please do. If it's still not too late to sign up. I'm grateful. Tomorrow it starts. All right. Well, what an awesome weekend. I will be in retreat thinking about you. Check out let's see if I can copy this. I don't know if it'll, oh yeah, we can put it online. There we go. Everyone can see that. That's the URL for Kiri's workshop. High Noon says, when I see new growth in the spring, I say, welcome to this planet. I love that. Man, I love new growth in the springtime. The little buds and little shoots of Kermit-colored green. I'm going to think about that now. Welcome to the planet. I'm grateful for our friend's daughter who's 3, and they sent us this recording of her saying that, like, babies fly around in the air until they drop in. I can't remember how she said it, but it's basically like they fly around until they drop into a body, and that's how babies are born. But they're in the air until they drop in. So welcome to this planet. I like that idea of, that it's a real privilege and opportunity to kind of be alive in 3 dimensions in this time, and that there's potential energies or consciousness that are waiting in line to drop in, and that consciousness could be plant consciousness or human consciousness, but just like there's more consciousness that exists than is on this planet. And so if you're embodied here, you're lucky. You got a ticket to ride. Kiri says, I'm grateful for the memory of Lisa 1 holding a tiny kitten and saying, oh, hi, world, if I pronounced that right. Hi. I know is grateful for all those who create safe places for a community. That is a real critical ingredient in growth, I think. Being able to feel safe enough to be wobbly, safe enough to take off the layers and the identities that are safe, the things that you've learned that make sure that you can fit into this society and culture, and you can find a safe place that says you don't have to wear that, you don't have to put on that facade. We can handle it, whatever your truth is. Good morning, Steve. Oh, I'm also grateful, Steve's reminded me, that this weekend is First Saturdays. Tomorrow is First Saturdays, and I'm grateful for Jason and Merrick, who will be running it without me because I'm going to be out of town. And yeah, grateful that we it's just this beautiful movement that just keeps going and touching and helping people to connect. So I will miss it. This will be 2 months in a row, which I don't think I've ever done or missed 2 months in a row. So I'm grateful that Jason and Merrick are going to be rocking that. Any last gratitudes anybody wants to share before we pop back into our daily rhythms filled with inspiration and recognition that we are not alone, that we are surrounded by like-minded fellow love ambassadors like you. Oh boy. I'm grateful that there's still time to get this body healthier. Well, wherever you are, give yourself a big old squeeze. Feel your body, feel the gift of this physical being that you've been born into and are maintaining, this fleshy spaceship that is exploring the universe on this planet. And let's be grateful that we are connected and that we can communicate with one another and can support and feel and be inspired and learn from one another as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and everybody here, thanks for being a part of this Love Morning. Have an incredible day and weekend. I love you. Thanks for sharing and being. Have a beautiful workshop, Kiri. Can't wait to hear how it goes. Thank you, Sarah. Have a beautiful weekend. Ooh. Steve is grateful for marrying the right girl 26 years ago. Happy anniversary. Congratulations. Iris is grateful to experience new music and dance to some soon. How cool. And Lisa is grateful for my loving drumming sisters and the drum circle we had yesterday. Yay. Have a great weekend.